a lot. You have been told about love, relationships, and being a man is a lie. In the next few minutes, I will show you the truth, the one truth that separates the man women fight for from the man they leave behind. Your past does not define you, but your next choice will. Will you stay stuck, or will you become untouchable? After watching this, your life might never be the same. Have you noticed that with every passing year, the gap between men in terms of success with women only grows? It is becoming more and more obvious that men are divided in two groups. One group is not successful with women. They are not noticed. They are ignored, rejected, constantly dumped. They walk through life like ghosts, alive but invisible. Their hearts beat, but nobody listens. Their presence is tolerated, never desired. The other group, women fight for them, compete for the right to be near them. They become the center of gravity in every room. They don't chase, they attract. They don't beg, they choose. And this divide will only continue to grow. The strongest will survive. The indecisive will be crushed. After many years of my research and work, I realized one very important thing. It is very easy to predict a man's future, what awaits him in his personal life, either endless disappointment or the opportunity to build a successful life. The key lies in the knowledge, and the ability to make strong decisions, not endless thinking, not waiting for the perfect moment. Action, movement, decisiveness. Let's take the life path of an ordinary man. By the age of 35, he's usually had around 5 relationships, plus some short-term ones where he lost interest or she left first. We think this is normal. We think that is how life is. But that is a great delusion, because by then he has already wasted years going in circles, learning nothing, repeating mistakes like a broken record. From adolescence, boys and girls study together. Girls look toward older men. From early on, boys form learned helplessness. They learn to lower their eyes, to hide their hunger, to silence their desire. That's why we constantly try to hide our desires, suppress them. We strangle our own voice. We become prisoners of our hesitation. So, let's break this down with an example. Your breakup. Think of your most serious relationship. Remember how she left you. The signals of her losing interest were already there. The first conflict happened, and from that moment the attraction never returned. Almost always within half a year, 180 days, everything collapses. For 180 days, you were not capable of making the decision to leave first. You held on. You begged. You hoped. But if you had done it right away, not only would she most likely not have left, but you would not have suffered at all. You would have walked out with your pride, your dignity intact. Now, imagine two columns. On one side, the classic modern man's life. On the other, the man who knows how to make right decisions. The first man loses 180 days of his life. In that time, he misses countless opportunities. Let's say he had simply registered on a dating site. I would not recommend it, it is just an example. Even in a small town, there are always at least 5 conversations a day. That is 35 a week. More than 100 a month. 600 in 6 months. Do you understand the possibilities? Do you understand what kind of choices that gives? 600 doors to open. 600 worlds to explore. 600 chances to change his destiny. But instead, he stays stuck. Why? Because he thinks inaction is safe. I didn't make any sharp moves. I didn't block her. What if she comes back? I will just wait. But that is a trap. It is like tying yourself to a sinking ship and hoping it will float again. And we know exactly how that ends. How does simping end? After 180 days of doing nothing, what happens? His value drops in her eyes. She leaves. He is left broken. Every single day he loses more of himself. His confidence withers. His masculinity erodes. His fire burns out. If you think her indifference will not affect you, you are wrong. It always does. It seeps into your bones. It poisons your spirit. So, when she leaves, that is only the beginning of your suffering. And in that state, you are not ready to meet anyone new. You are destroyed. You either grieve endlessly or lick your wounds. But imagine if instead you had started meeting new women, 600 conversations, dozens of dates, new experiences. Instead of pain, you would already be gaining practice. learning communication, growing. You would be transforming into the man others cannot help but notice. But most men start thinking only when everything is already destroyed. Complications will follow. You must fight for the best. Fight because society will condemn you. Society will try to corrupt your mind. Everyone else lives differently. You will face endless pressure. Why don't you want your girlfriend to have male friends? Why do you expect her to cook for you? Why do you want a traditional woman? And you have to stand firm. It is not easy, because the easy road, the road of least resistance, is to go along with the crowd, to silence yourself, to betray your own truth. What must a man be like? The man who compromises falls into the same cycle again and again. Fall in love, suppress his desires, and badly heal his wounds, repeat. He never learns. While a man must be ambitious in his personal life, he must demand the kind of relationship he truly deserves. He must not settle. He must not bow. He must not betray his own standard. And here is the scariest part. The man who makes strong, right decisions meets only women who invest in him, who care for him. He gets used to being cared for. He becomes accustomed to power. He does not need to manipulate balance artificially. Even difficult women with him will cook, will nurture, because they feel he deserves it. Meanwhile, the indecisive man ends up empty, dependent on women's opinion, always trying to please them. Women sense this, and he becomes unattractive. He tries to hide behind symbols of success, cars, clothes, money, but it does not help. Even worse, women start seeing him only as a resource, something to be used and thrown away. And then, for him, it becomes almost impossible to change. He becomes trapped in his own weakness. But the man who acts quickly, strongly, who has gained experience, he becomes unshakable. How to become invulnerable? The true damage from heartbreak is not the breakup itself, not the divorce, not the separation. The pain, the suffering, the collapse, all of it comes from his inaction. The longer he delays, the more he suffers in the end. But the man of quick, powerful decisions is untouchable. No matter what happens, he acts. The other man convinces himself that inaction is safe, but he is living in illusion. The simp lives in delusions. And so imagine a long hallway with many doors. The indecisive man opens only the first few, 5, maybe 10, and he builds his worldview based only on them. He cannot imagine there is anything else. But further down the hallway lie beaches, oceans, endless opportunities. Yet he never opens those doors. He stays stuck. What must you be ready for? We live in a society where if you have your own position, you will be judged. The accepted way is to adapt to reality, to accept what is around you as normal. But if you dare to live differently, you will be condemned. It does not matter. If you are happy, society will always judge. If you say, these women are not worth relationships, people will attack you. Because the only acceptable narrative is everyone is equal. Every relationship is possible. Just work hard at it. But that is a lie. Most women are not ready for relationships, and saying that truth makes society furious. This is the world we live in. And if you base your beliefs on books, on other people's opinions, on illusions, then one day your fragile worldview will collapse, and you will realize you were lying to yourself. Enough. Stop tolerating. Do something with your life. If you need guidance, if you need strength, if you need the truth, reach out. If you want to walk this path with other men who refuse to stay broken, join my Telegram channel. Let's rise together.